Welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports and another edition of Bike Profiles. What I wish to do is take the older generation Ritchey and the newer generation Ritchey Road Logics, and one is supposed to be a 28 millimeter tire capacity, and the new Road Logic is supposed to be a 30 millimeter tire capacity. So we want to compare that with a known 28 tire. I've got these Rene Hurst tires on. I measured them in a previous video. They're just a tick over 28 millimeters. So we're going to take that tire, put it into the newer version of the Road Logic. Okay, so we are in front of my store, so of course we do have people coming and going. All right, so here we go. If you would hold that, please. Oh, actually, let me do one more thing. So those of you who might have missed the previous video on these tires, there's the gap in a Road Logic. And Lori, would you mind holding the back end of this bike up in the air? And we're just going to spin it just to give you some perspective, right? So there's that. And now this is the 30 millimeter with only a 25 tire in there. So you should be able to see a lot of space. All right, so now we're going to swap the wheels out. Very gently, we're just going to rest the bike just very gently. Now, if you're wondering, how did he get that wheel out so fast? How did he get that wheel in so fast? It's because you have to put it in the smallest cog, and that makes moving or getting the wheel out much, much easier. Okay, so as I mentioned before, this is supposed to have clearance for a 30 millimeter tire. And you can see with the 28, there is plenty of clearance there. All right, Lori, would you hold the back end of the bike? And we're just going to spin the wheels so that our viewers can see in a dynamic situation. And then, so your limiting factor for tire size on bikes is not only your chainstay, but also your rim brake, okay? So you have to make sure you have enough clearance here on your rim brake. And so these are the 9000 Dura-Ace calipers. These are the R9100 calipers, and they've designed it to take on a much bigger tire size as tire size became, or as larger tires became more and more popular. All right, so that's the R9100 front brake. And this is the R9000 front brake. And you'll notice that this being a 25, there is a ton of room for Lori to put on a 30 tire if she wanted to. And maybe it might be a good choice as we start doing the longer and longer brevets. So this Saturday we have a 250 miler with about 11,000 feet of climbing. Some of the road surfaces are bad, but most of it, being Southern California, we have very nice roads here. But I'm spoiling myself with these 28 tires. I think the ride quality is amazing. But we're going to do a 600 kilometer, which is 375 miles. It's going to start in Santa Maria, come south. Central Coast roads are not very good. Northern California roads are terrible. So the larger tire is what I'm seeking for more comfort. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you up the road.